so simple now in my eyes as to what it was then. Everything was hand labor. Now it's bulk in a wagon. I couldn't believe that machine would take those onions up and load that load of onions across the field like that.
Since the 1920s or 30s, my family, the Rahoot family, and the Kittleson family have known each other and have farmed in the fields that join each other, have farmed that way from then up until now.
Started there in the harvest season when I was in high school, and Wilmer Bud Rahoot was the boss, and our land joined my father's and mine. So we drove over to fertile during the harvest in his Mercury, and we did it all by hand, not like these guys are doing it.
My grandpa Wilmer was one of the first growers from the Saint Ansgar area to go over to Fertile and start raising vegetables over there. At that time they were raising onions. I believe they did a few potatoes here and there. And then in 1969 he died in a car accident. My dad was 15, my uncle was probably 20, 21 at the time. They basically took over the business from there along with my grandma.
We had to put 2 ears on a sack and sew them by hand. I got the marks to prove where the threads went. Of course, I did most of the field work out there.
My dad and uncle continued raising onions, so ever since I was little, I've been around them pretty much my entire life.
I got a very good start in farming because of Bud getting me the land back when I come home from the Korean War. If we made $100 on a day, we're pretty happy. At 75 cents an hour and an 8-hour day, you can see where that enticed me.
The connection kind of got lost for a generation there, and then another next generation in the Rahoot family was Steve, and I worked for him in high school for his sweet corn business, and then he was growing onions with his dad, and then he started working into buying Kittlesons as they had nobody in their family that wanted to keep farming, and so he took over Kittleson Bros and needed somebody to help him, and so that's where I kind of took in after college and jumped into Kittleson Bros, and that's what we've got today. Probably a year ago I brought my grandpa over to Fertile where we grow all the vegetables and showed him around and stuff, since I knew he hadn't been over there for quite some time. But
well, it was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't know what I was going to get into. Adam took me for a ride one day to, well, Hamlin Town was the big town and Fertile was nothing, and now it's changed. And so we toured around and toured the bog. I just couldn't quite imagine. He showed me where they load the trucks and the machinery, and I just couldn't quite imagine how it was. And to climb in and actually harvest a load of onions in minutes.
Yeah, so since he was like 2 generations ahead of me when he was helping, and that was when it was all by hand, so he hadn't seen everything since then, so just his expression and stuff of seeing how we harvest nowadays was well worth it. It's definitely a day to remember forever, and really, really cool moment.
Well, they just got it too damn easy. This mechanization and the machinery and sewing the bags, closing them without the thread and needle. Still got the same bags, but I didn't see anything around there of W.I. Rahoot. I wish I'd saved some of them.
So in our business, being local, and the potatoes and onions are grown right here in the area within a few miles, and then we are shipping them within about 100 to 150 miles of here. So I mean, the freshness is very important to us, and also just the whole process of growing the potatoes and onions.
My favorite saying always was, everybody eats, and potatoes are a mainstay. And onions made the pot, whether you was making chili or stew or what you were making, but they were vitals. So to be part of feeding the world out of what was Goose Lake when I first knew it from running around as I did then.
I'm just most excited about kind of growing and getting the local market and being kind of a local powerhouse of potatoes and onions. And I really enjoy talking to consumers and telling them about our operation and showing them how we can grow fresh produce here in North Iowa. We don't need to depend on big corporations out west.